Hi scholars, it's Miss Tarleton here with a math lesson for you today, and today's theme is on capacity. And so capacity is a measurement of how much a container can hold. So when we're talking about capacity, we aren't going to use feet, miles, inches. We're not going to use grams and pounds, but we're going to instead use liters and milliliters and different measurements of capacity. And so you might be familiar with something like this here bottle of soda. And so this is a standard size bottle of soda that you can pick up in your grocery store, and you might get it and split it with some friends as you're having pizza or something for lunch. This is a 2-liter bottle of soda. And again, our word of the day is capacity. Capacity measures how much a container holds. So this container can hold 2 liters of a liquid. The liquid in it right now is this Diet Twist Up. But it could hold 2 liters of milk if I wanted to pour milk instead of Twist Up in there. It could have juice. It could have anything in it. But the big thought is that capacity measures how much a container can hold. And so a gallon has a capacity of a gallon. 1 gallon jug of milk can only hold 1 gallon of liquid. We would measure the liquid in that gallon. A bushel basket has the capacity of 1 bushel. We can measure 1 bushel of fruit in that. However, we cannot pour something into an hour to see how much it is, because an hour is not a unit of capacity. Just like we can't measure how much soda is in this bottle using a ruler. We can't say I have 12 inches of soda. Certainly you can measure the height of the container itself, but capacity is the measurement of how much a container can hold. How much a container can hold. All right, so our measures of capacity, let's review them together. 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. 1 quart equals 2 pints. 1 pint equals 2 cups. 1 cup equals 8 fluid ounces. 1 pint equals 16 fluid ounces. Again, let's review those really quickly. 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. 1 quart equals 2 pints. 1 pint equals 2 cups. 1 cup equals 8 fluid ounces, and 1 pint equals 16 fluid ounces. We also use different measurements of capacity when we're cooking. For example, 1 tablespoon. 1 tablespoon equals how many teaspoons? Do you know? That's right, 3 teaspoons equals 1 tablespoon. Those are also capacities. Remember, capacity is the amount a container can hold. So let's do a couple of quick exercises here together. So along the top of my board, I have some different units of measurement. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to mark under the ones that measure capacity. So year. Is year a measurement of capacity? Nope, year is a time measurement. But what about a cup? Yes, you can measure how much a container holds with a cup. Quart. Quart is also a capacity measure. What about foot? Nope, foot's a measurement of length. Liter. Think my bottle of soda, my 2-liter bottle of soda. Yep, liter is a capacity. And a pint. A pint is a capacity measure as well. Again, capacity is the amount a container can hold, scholars. All right, scholars. So what I'd like to do next is I'd like to go ahead and scale these units of measurements from least to greatest. So I've got 3 different columns here of measurements. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to list them from least to greatest. So the least will get a 1 next to it, and the greatest will get the biggest number in that list. So let's look at this list of 4 items: pint, liter, cup, and quart. So which one of those is the smallest unit of measurement that we see? If you said cup, you were right. Good job. A cup is 8 fluid ounces. 8 fluid ounces in a cup. What's the next biggest measurement? Pint is right. Does anyone remember how many cups are in 1 pint? That's right, 1 pint equals 2 cups. Good job, scholars. So now I have liter and I have quart. Liter and quart. So remember that a quart is 2 pints. A quart is 2 pints, and a liter is our new unit for the day. And so our the top of our worksheet here says that a liter is a little bit more than 1 quart. 1 liter equals 100 centiliters. So a liter is a bit bigger than a quart. And in fact, if you look at this bottle here, it says 2 quarts and 3.6 fluid ounces, or 2 liters. So 2 liters it takes 2 quarts and 3.6 fluid ounces to equal the 2 liters. So which one's bigger, liter or quart? If you said liter was bigger, you were right. So we're going to put a 3 next to quart and a 4 next to liter. That's our first list. Let's take a look at our next list here. We're looking at these units of weight: ton, pound, and ounce. We know that a ton is 2,000 pounds, and we know that a pound is 16 ounces. So let's see, which one's the smallest unit going to be? If you said ounce, you were right. Now what's next? Pound or ton? Pound is 2, ton is the biggest. Good job. And our last list is a little bit longer. We have foot, yard, inch, meter, centimeter, mile. So we know that 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. A mile also equals 1,760 yards. So those are our mile measurements. All right, so what do we think the smallest of these is? We've got some metrics here, and we've got some standard English measurements here. So what do we think the smallest one is? I know the smallest of the English measures is inch. And I see the smallest of the metric measures is centimeter. Which one's smaller, a centimeter or an inch? If you said centimeter, you were right. Good job. Okay, so a centimeter. And actually, an inch is about 2 centimeters. So an inch would be the next biggest. Okay, now what's bigger than an inch but not the biggest one we see? If you said foot, you were right. There are 12 inches in 1 foot. Okay, so I'm left with yard, meter, and mile. Ooh, so this, we have to remember our meter stick and our yard stick in the classroom. And so we know that a yard is 36 inches. 1 yard equals 36 inches. And remember when I held it up next to my meter stick is about how many inches? Does anybody remember? About 39 inches. So which one's smaller, yard or meter? Yard is smaller, so we got a 4 next to yard. And we have meter, and that must mean that mile is the biggest. And again, a mile is 1,760 yards, so it is indeed much bigger than a yard. All right, so that is a quick recap on our units of measurement, as well as our introduction on measurements of capacity. All right, thanks for sticking with me, scholars.